Okay, students, so I have exported an image here, and before starting our basic selection tools section, I want to say that if you can export an image in your Photoshop, then follow my steps. Okay, that will be really good. And okay, to export an image in Photoshop, my preferred or my means the way I am comfortable in is definitely drag and drop. Just drag your image, drop it in the Photoshop, it will just pick it up automatically. And this just means it's just so much better when you have large files or you have large attachments. Or the slow way is go to file, go to open as, or means any means export an image. Okay, and you can do from that as well, but I will means prefer or I will suggest you to use the drag and drop feature of Photoshop. Okay, so let's go for the basic selection tools. So the way I define my basic selection tools are this means this square and this the second and third part of the of a toolbar basically. Okay, so let's see what this thing does. When you will means draw this thing, then it will select a square, and you can do many things with this square as well. You can fill it. It's super easy, it is super natural. We will talk about layers as well. You do not need to take uh, tension, or you do not need to take stress about these things, but just follow my steps and you will be pretty much fine. Okay, so when you want to select a perfectly square or perfectly circular things, then you can use the tools that are in the toolbar section, and you can use these second tools, and they are really good. I use them quite often, but the main purpose I use them is for basically creating shapes, and that is pretty much the only reason for me to use. Okay, so after that, let us talk about the somewhat advanced selection of tools, and these are the tools that we use very often. Okay, concentrate. First is lasso tool. So lasso tool is, if you are an artist and your freehand drawing is really good, then you can work with lasso perfectly. It can be your aliforce very long. Means let us try to select this image. Okay, whenever you want to work, then keep layers in mind, because layers are really important. Okay, I will give you an example. See, if I want to select, let's say, this chicken, and my freehand is not really that good, so yes, I am not that good in my freehand, and as you can see, you have pretty much many chances to make mistakes here. See, means I am making so many mistakes, and there are so many better ways to do this stuff, that is automatically, that is hassle free. Okay, okay, means this is a selection. You can cut it, you can do many things with this selection. And but to do that, I will suggest you, in the bottom right corner you can see that there is this plus icon. This means creating new layer, and with the new layer you can do all the stuff in the world. Okay, I will show you. When you will create a new layer, then do one thing, click on Alt plus backspace. It will fill up the color, means the selection you did, it will fill up the color. Now you can move this selection with the help of your move tool, and yes, it may sound quite ridiculous because you may think, hey, when will I ever use it? You will not. Lasso tool is only for the artist whose freehand drawing is really good, and I will suggest no one to use it other than if you absolutely need, or your hand is really good with the mouse. Okay, mine is not as well, so don't worry about it. The next tool is polygon lasso tool, and this tool just picks the pace. Okay, when you want to mean select some perfect shapes like a square. Okay, not circle. Square means this is a very bad example for this, sorry. But you can see that when I click, and yes, you can select objects like this. Okay, and this tool can be useful, it has its uses, but I never use this tool because again there are many better advanced selection tools that I always use because they are automatic and they means they save me a lot of hassle. Okay, again we will do the same thing, create a new layer, then click on alt plus backspace and it will fill in the color. Okay, now when you want to remove it you can press the backspace or you can delete the layer as well by doing this. Okay, but the most important key in Photoshop, according to me, is the undo button because we do so many mistakes in the projects, and undo is one of the most important thing. Control plus Z is the undo button, by the way. Okay. Then comes the magnetic lasso tool, and this tool is very useful if you are doing some smaller selections, not for the big ones, not for the big ones. Okay, see, when I click the button and I will means just I am not clicking. It is just doing it automatically. You may be thinking, wow, this shit's insane. How the hell is he doing that? Photoshop is using the colors to identify what it needs to select and what it's not. Means if there are confusing colors, just like, yes, this one, like this, yes, perfect example. Means when there are confusing colors or your hand is moving too much, then it is just basically rendered useless. Believe me. Okay, okay, I will not do all. And yeah, means this is really good if you have a good hand, or even if you don't, then just follow the corners of the shape you want to select and you are pretty much all set. Okay, again we will do the same thing and I am hammering it in your brain because I use this thing all the time. Create a new layer, alt plus backspace, and you can fill it with color, and I will show how you can change the colors. The color palette, okay, we will do it blue, nice blue, and yes, now you are pretty much getting into the Photoshop business, and these are the basic selection tools of next lecture.